Hey BookTube, it's Charlie from Reader Turned Writer, and today I am talking about the bedtime routine that I do with my kids. So first I'll just talk about what we actually do, and then I'll talk about why we do it, and then I'll talk about why we absolutely love the bedtime routine, why it's the best part of our day. So anytime I put my kids down to sleep, starting from when they're very, very young, not like in the first week and sometimes like the first week or two, because with a newborn, if you've never had a newborn, when you first have your newborn, it's just like you're recovering, you're not really walking around, they're just sleeping right next to you in the bed all the time, or people are just holding them and people are coming in and out helping all the time, and so it's like you don't really have that much of a schedule with the newborn. But once they start getting old enough that the help stops coming and they're not sleeping right next to you necessarily, or you know, they start having some sort of a little bit of a schedule, I start doing this routine, and I continue to do it with our 4-year-old, and I also continue to do it with our 2-year-old. So what we do is we just take them up to their room, and this is for naps or bedtime or whatever. For bedtime we do like the whole brush teeth, pajamas and all of that stuff downstairs. But then we go upstairs to their room, and they each have a rocking chair in their room, and we sit in the rocking chair with them and we read a few books, usually picture books. Although our 4-year-old is starting to pick more chapter-ish type books that have, you know, chapters in them but still have pictures. And then we sing a song or two, and a lot of times they get to pick a song. I'll choose songs like nursery rhymes or LDS children's songs or lullabies, those kinds of things. And then we wrap them up and put them in bed and, you know, do the whole kisses and everything and leave. And we love it. So I started doing this with our oldest when she was about between 2 and 3 months old, because she wasn't sleeping and so very well, and I wasn't sleeping, and I need a schedule and I need sleep, because some people honestly biologically need more sleep than other people. They've done a whole bunch of studies about this, and I think that I'm one that really does need more sleep. Good sleep, because I can't survive on less than 8 hours of sleep for very long. It's very, very difficult on me. And so when we have a newborn, it's really hard, and I can survive for a few months, but after that I want them to start getting into a schedule and sleeping a little bit better so that I can start sleeping a little bit better. And so I did a whole bunch of research and read a bunch of books and blog posts and everything on how to get kids to sleep. And there are 2 things that basically get your kids to sleep. Getting them on a schedule, especially for waking up in the morning and going to bed at night. Those 2 times are set, and then you do a routine before bed, then your kids are going to learn to sleep better faster. And so we started doing that routine, and we've changed it up. There are times like when our second was younger, she just didn't sit still for books very long, and we wouldn't read very long, and we would just sing most of the time, or she would flip through the pages. You know, all kids go through a phase where they just want to flip through the book really fast, and that's fine. But it was our routine, and I love the routine. I love it so much. I'll tell you some of the reasons now. One reason is just how connecting it is. Even if we've had a horrible day where I've lost my temper, or I've been on the computer a lot, or I just haven't felt good, I felt sick or whatever, or if the kids have just been grouchy or at each other's throat, or if we've been apart, or what we've been traveling, or whatever it is that makes it so that we don't feel like we're super connected at the moment, as soon as we go in to do the bedtime routine, it is so connecting. Sitting there, holding your child, reading the book together, singing the song, and they're snuggling on your shoulder, and it is just so precious to me. That time, I wouldn't trade the time that I've had with them before bed these years for anything in the world. And I remember after Parker was born, our second, it was really hard for me because my husband, before Parker was born, I always put her to bed for naps and bedtime. And I just always did it. And after Parker was born, for the first week or 2, I just couldn't do it. I physically couldn't lift her up, carry her, walk around that much, because my body was healing, and I had the newborn, and a lot of times I was feeding the new baby or holding the new baby while she was sleeping, and so it was just. But I remember how much I missed that, and I told Ben that I wanted to start helping with the bedtime routine again, probably before I really physically felt ready, because I missed it so much. And then for a long time, for the first few months, I would nurse Parker to sleep because she was so little at bedtime, and so while I did that, Ben would put Ashton to bed. And I remember when I stopped nursing Parker to bed and we started switching up to do bedtime routine, how grateful I felt to be able to do that routine with my oldest again, and how much more connected I felt to her, and I loved it so much. And now we switch off and we take turns doing the girls every other night so that we each have a turn with them, partially because they've gone through phases where one was easier than the other, and just partially because we really wanted to have that time with both of them. I don't know what we'll do with the new baby now coming because now we'll have 3 kids and only 2 of us, but we'll see. Another reason that I really love it though is that no matter what else has happened that day, whether we've been traveling, whether we've had lots of time to read, whether we've been at the lake all day, whatever it is, if we haven't had time to read that day, they always have been read to. Every single day, they've been read a book. At least one book every single day, usually multiple books because we usually read more than one book at bedtime, and then they have naps and bedtime. But I love that because they've done a lot of studies that show that reading aloud to your kids consistently is the best way to help them become avid readers, because they learn to love books, and they just learn so much from being read aloud to, and you actually see more results from reading to your kids every single day for 5 minutes than you would reading to your kids 15 minutes 3 times a week or something. And so I love our routine that it includes reading to them books, because whether I'm sick with morning sickness or we're traveling or whatever it is that would keep me from being motivated to read to them, we do our routine every single day, whether we feel like it or not. And so that means they get read to every single day, even if it's just for a short time. And we try and read other times as well, but I love the consistency that it offers our kids. That's the bedtime routine that we do with our kids. They're very young still, and we love it. Do you do a routine with your kids? Does it include books or singing? Let me know in the comments below what you do and if you love it and why. I'd love to hear about it. Thanks for watching. I will see you in my next video.